Hey, thank you so much for watching or listening today. We're super stoked to hang out with you, and I get to introduce you to one of my cool friends. We've been laughing our heads off, like seriously laughing our heads off just before we started. So that's why I'm tongue-tied. This is my friend Deborah Pegues. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
See you again.
Love it, love it, love it. We're talking about bloopers, right?
Yes.
Video bloopers, bathroom bloopers.
The perils of having to do this you're taping yourself now at home or whatever. It has been real.
It's true.
Real frustrating.
Keep it real too, huh?
Right.
Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself, and then maybe we'll talk about some of our funny bloopers.
Okay. Well, I'm the happy wife of Darnell Pegues. 42 years we celebrated our anniversary, and glad we celebrated our 40th in Israel, and I didn't think that was very romantic. But you know what? I'm glad we did, and so I'm the matriarch of my family. I have no kids, but I have a big family, and I love what I'm doing. I quit my real job when I was 56 years old to come out and write and speak full time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And what did you do before you did writing and speaking full time?
Well, I was a CPA, and I was CFO of a mega church, and I worked as a vice president at Universal Studios, and just some corporate executive positions and real life stuff.
Yeah. And so then transitioning to the author speaker thing, why did you make that change?
Well, the Lord was pressing me to do it, and my husband, and I must have had 10 prophecies, Sarah. I'm not kidding. People are saying, God's saying it's time for you to leave this. And I'm like, no, I like this. This is my comfort zone. I'm having fun. I was CFO at the mega church, and it was like the celebrity mega church. So I taught a special Bible study, so I was having fun with that. But God was saying, okay, it's time to, get outside of your boundaries and your comfort zone and do something else. And I loved it. This has been the most fun thing I've ever done. It really has been.
Yeah. We're talking about some of the bloopers because we get on camera and everything looks polished and pristine and professional.
Yeah, just like today when I went to the green room to change my clothes, and I had them all hanging up, and I wanted to put it on the counter. I didn't see anything worth hanging up other than the stall. I wanted to put it on the counter, and I laid it into the sink, and it came on automatic, and I started baptizing my jackets that I'm going to wear later. And I thought, oh, this isn't working. So I said, I need to put it over near the soap dish. What do you think happens? Your soap dish is automatic as well. So it started baptizing in the soap. I'm like, God, you really could stop this if you wanted to.
That's totally good. Because we're all like touchless now, right?
Right.
Everything's automatic. And you're like,
I was like, technology, stop. You're working against me.
Mm-hmm. And then we were talking too about some of our video, like when we had to self-do videos.
I am telling you, I am so glad to just be up close and personal with people and see camera people, because for the last, 12 months, 15 months, whatever, we've just been there having to deliver keynotes with just looking to a little red camera, a little eye on the camera. And I'm like, I hate this. But you want to give thanks and everything.
Right? It's true, though. It's totally true. And then trying to figure out the audio.
I must have had so many takes on one keynote. I'm just starting to think like the devil is working overtime on this one. I ended up not getting it ready or right until about 2 a.m. And then I put on makeup at 2 a.m, and act like it's just, everything's just fine. I think like, if you only knew, this is take number 22.
And then you get it all, and then you can't upload it because of like some kind of technical thing.
The file's too big, and I'm thinking like, okay, it's all good. But I actually had to call a friend one day and say, listen, just pray me through. I'm at a standstill here. It's just not working. And she prayed me through. And at that point, 30 minutes later, I was done. I called her back.
Nice. Yeah. It's so great.
It pays to have friends that pray.
Totally. And I know, I get it. And I think sometimes people watch us, it looks all like nice and all that, but the behind the scenes.
I'm here to tell you. And I had to speak on like 5 different topics within 2 weeks. So I think there's something to what the world says. Just have one thing you talk about.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm not in that space. It's like whatever. And I know you aren't either, because you were awesome a few weeks ago with the online thing you did on relationships. And I thought, now next time you may be talking about something else. But, can we really afford to say this is just my thing I'm expert at? Right. Absolutely not.
No, you got to have some flexibility.
He's broad.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever he's speaking.
So, writing.
Yes.
You and I, we've talked about writing. Yeah. Do you like to write?
I like to write. I don't like to write under pressure, but I write under pressure a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're traditionally published and there's a deadline. It can't be just like, someday I'm going to write a book. It's like, no, you're going to write a book by January 31st.
Yeah, and you got to have this many word count.
This many words. And you never know how few words there are. Because when I did my first book, it was like, I don't know, 10,000 words. And they said, this isn't a book.
No, I know.
You're going to have to triple this almost. I'm like, what? Yeah. So, my last project was 54,000 words. And I'm thinking like, who cares? Who's going to read all that?
I know.
Yeah.
What do you like about writing?
I like getting the information from God. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to sound all super spiritual, but sometimes I just sit there and I have no idea really what God wants to say. And I'll just sit to type. I literally do this. I'll say, me type, you speak.
Yeah.
And I say, I'm your typist. Just tell me what. And he'll give me an outline really fast. He really will give me an outline really fast. And then I just don't, I just start writing. You know what I think the reason I can write books really fast, and I've written 18 books. One of them I had to write within 2 weeks.
No,
I did. In the 2008 crisis, they said, we want to get something out there really fast. I had 2 weeks, but you know what? I don't try to write in order. I just write the thoughts as they come and organize them later. Most people edit and write, and that's you can't do that. It'll take you all day. Rewriting that sentence. Yeah.
Edit later.
Yeah, edit later. Edit later. Yeah.
What do you like to do for fun?
Fun, work. Ask my husband.
I know. You're like the epitome of achiever, right?
But I like my work. And I know, and everybody who watches, they'll say, you need to just slow down and enjoy life. Like, this is fun to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I do. I like getting the thoughts from God. I like speaking. I like all of that. I love interacting with people. That's why this COVID shutdown has just been so hard.
It's yucky.
It's like, I just need to see some people. I don't care at this point.
Yeah. Tired of the little boxes on the screen and all that stuff.
Yeah. But I lots of Zoom calls and lots of prayer calls, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been good.
Do you take walks?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do like to walk. I walk a lot in my neighborhood, up and down, up and down. It's kind of hilly, so that's great. And I usually walk alone and listen to some tapes. I have one I like in particular. The song says, anoint me, Lord, anoint me. Oh, that just gets me going. And when I'm walking, sometimes I forget and hold my hands up. I'm sure people going like, what's up with that?
That's cool. And you wear good shoes when you walk?
What kind?
Do you wear good shoes when you walk?
Absolutely.
Because these shoes would be bad for walking.
These would be bad for walking, people. These are 3-inch heels. They're great for television because they make you sit up high, make you look skinnier.
That's great. It's totally good. So you walk. Do you do other stuff too? Like just?
Oh yeah, I walk. What else do I do? I go shopping.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, I like shopping. We live near a great mall. It's called the Victoria Gardens Mall. We have 14 million visitors a year. I'm sure that's me visiting 1 million times one of those. But
great.
I like it. I like it. And I just like talking to people. I'll call somebody up because you know what I'm learning, Sarah? Sometimes if I think it's a distraction or somebody calls me, because I work at home, and people think if you work at home, you're not busy.
Right.
So I do have boundaries on that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the Lord would just lead me to call somebody.
Sure.
And sometimes at the end of the day, I'll say, man, I didn't get anything done. Like, yes, I did. I got God's work done.
Yeah, I get that.
But I'm such a producer. I need a piece of paper to say I got it done. Or I can point to something tangible and say this is done. So I'm trying to work out of that. I know that I'm performance-based. That's not a good thing. I know that.
Pluses and minuses, right?
Pluses and minuses. You get it done.
True. It's very true.
Yeah.
So here's another question. You said you're the matriarch of your family and you don't have kids.
Well, I have 7 brothers.
Yes.
And we have probably like 45 or 50 people just in my immediate family like that. And we meet every Monday night because everybody was clashing. I mean, literally coming to fistfights. Yeah. And so the Lord himself said, just call them together to pray. Not to discuss any issues, just pray for 30 minutes on Monday nights. We've been doing it now for 2 years. And they love it. Everybody comes. And I don't let it last any longer than that so that they don't get bored. We have interesting topics and, just sometimes we let men be in charge and, it's none of this my thing. Yeah. And it has just been wonderful. Yeah.
So prayer can be kind of a unifying thing.
It can be. I mean, who's going to be upset with you when you're praying for God to bless them? Yeah.
My only challenge on that is sometimes people pray. They say they're praying, but they're actually doing a sermon for people watching or listening, and I'm like, no, you need to talk to God.
Yeah, you need to talk to God. And, my family had to learn how to pray because sometimes they would be, everybody doesn't go to church or hasn't been to schools. And so sometimes they would be praying and they just started talking to each other, you know,
Yeah.
or about the person, you know,
Exactly.
like God bless so and so. And you know, Susie's doing, they're telling God stuff he already knows. Lord, you know, Susie's sick. My husband and I crack up about that. We say, you ever hear people pray and they tell God stuff he already knows?
Yeah.
But for now, we just want to get them to the table. We want to make sure they accept Jesus, and so we, you know, we ask them to list things that they're working on, you know. So we try to make it real candid, honest. Because I consistently confess that I have to battle fear. That's why I wrote a book on fear.
Yeah.
Because you know, a lot of times we write about what we need deliverance in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. But I try to be very vulnerable. So that they'll know it's okay to be vulnerable. Nobody has to be perfect.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, just bring all your flaws to the table and we're going to pray about them together. Yeah.
Exactly. And there's room at the table.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you don't have to be perfect to sit here.
You know, and we still have to speak to things they do because some of them still curse people out.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
But they're
I
getting
gotcha.
better and they're coming back and confessing.
Yeah.
I didn't curse somebody out today. I just, you know, I didn't say anything or whatever. I'm like, growth.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you like to do for vacations?
Oh, I like to do whatever my husband likes to do.
Yeah.
No, we like cruises. As long as there's water. As long as I can see water and sit on the balcony, I don't care where I am. So some of my favorite places are really within an hour's drive of my house in California.
Sure.
Yeah, so I like going to Carlsbad. You can hear the waves crashing against the rooms and all that stuff, you know. So I like that. But I like anything where I can just be still and just see the ocean. And you would think I could swim really well. So I like all of that. But that's what I like. I really like a lot of peace, but I'm a real high activity person.
Yeah.
So my schedule is like this. But I do like those times when I just stop and be still. Because I declare, the only time I'm really still is when I'm praying.
Or sleeping? Are you an active sleeper too? That's funny.
You know, there's a little hummingbird. My husband has some little hummingbirds that he's adopted. And he said one morning he was out there with the little stuff he put in there. He feed her.
Yeah.
And he said, that hummingbird reminded me of you. He said, he came and goes, zzz. Then he went on to the other. Zzz. I'm like, wait a minute, I resemble that.
I adopted hummingbirds last year and gave them names, Henry and Marietta.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they came in my nude and they were like, hello.
Do they fight?
No, they were very complimentary.
My husband's hummingbirds fight. They fight
Yeah.
for the food. They're very possessive.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've totally seen that. So cruises, like, are you talking Caribbean, Alaskan? Where?
Yeah, we've done them all. Alaskan, that was our last one, and a Caribbean cruise. And I'm not sure what's coming up next. My husband's in charge of fun. I'm in charge of work. So he works, but I
Nice.
just, I'm in charge of prioritizing that work thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ever think of doing a Greek island cruise?
Well, not really. You know what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
which had nothing to do with a cruise? I wanted to go to Dubai. For my 70th birthday,
Yeah.
but COVID shut us down and I didn't get a chance to celebrate. But I wanted to go to the tallest structure in the world, and I've done them all. I've done all that was my mission, is to go to the
Wow.
tallest structures to combat this thing with fear.
Sure.
So, because I don't really like heights, I just like being on the ground where I am. But at any rate, we didn't get a chance to go. So I'd like to do that. I just want to go up into the Burj Khalifa, say I went there, and just come on back home.
Do you ever think about doing any of that paragliding, like
No, Sarah, that's you.
Well, that's the height thing, right? That's like fear. That'd be like, woo!
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Might be woo. That means I might be the woo.
That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but you like flying, right?
I like it all.
Because you say you don't mind landing in Denver.
No, I know. I love it, actually.
I hate it. But
Because
anyway. Hate it.
turbulence. Yeah, I understand. I think it's kind of free roller coaster, right? It's an
gosh.
additional perk.
If you knew the half. If you knew the half.
I understand. So you like cruises?
I like cruises.
Like going to tall buildings, like to take walks, like
I like
to go
reading
shopping.
mystery novels. Oh, yeah.
Really?
John Grisham, Sidney Sheldon. I like those things. I just
Nice.
love that. Yeah, I can really get into
Is that where you kind of go into neutral a little bit?
Yeah. I like the excitement of it. Look, I'm hyped up the whole time I'm reading it, though.
That makes sense. Did you ever read All the Light We Cannot See?
No.
Oh.
But you always recommend great books. Now, so what is this one about?
Oh, man. It's a Pulitzer.
Is
And
it?
the writing on it, because you and I, we write.
Right, yeah.
So you can appreciate good writing.
Absolutely.
And if you read good writing, it means you can write good reading.
Say that again. If you write good reading.
Read
Good writing.
good writing,
Oh, yes. Yes.
then you can write good reading.
I like it. Yeah. I like that. You know what? When you said that, I immediately thought of John Maxwell, who says he writes at a 6th grade level.
Yeah.
And so I try to make sure when I write, I keep it really simple because he says, even people who are really bright, they don't want to try to figure out all those big words. You don't have to say trepidation when you just mean scared.
Or ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means everywhere. The end. I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So if you had one thing to encourage somebody with in terms of like pursuing a passion, what would you say to somebody who wants to pursue a passion?
I'd make sure that it's my passion and not somebody else's passion, not somebody else's expectation of what you should be, because that happens a lot. A lot of times when we maybe are the only person or the most excelling person in our family or our environment, we kind of do what other people want us to do. I worked with a guy who had been through medical school, and he had finally stopped it and came to work at an aircraft company with us. So we were all part of a group. And he said, I just wasn't fulfilled. That was my parents' dream. So if you're pursuing a passion, make sure it's something you want, that God has put in your heart, that you want to do it. And do it for the sake of doing it. Don't do it for the money. Just don't do it for the money.
Right.
Understand your why. Be real about that. Keep peeling the onion. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? And when you get down to the core is that it's going to glorify God, I enjoy it, then, you're ready to go.
Yeah. And figure out the itch.
Yeah.
Why do you have to,
Right. So. What problem are you solving for people? Because ultimately, that's where the fulfillment comes. I'm solving a problem for somebody. It may not be the world, but it may be a certain group.
Sure.
And I know that I give a lot of people hope. I teach people how to walk in faith. I know that I do.
Yep.
And when they see that modeled, then it's like, okay, I can do that too. So I like for people to know you can do it too. Nothing's too hard for God. Yeah.
Love it. So thank you so much for subscribing, watching, listening. Of course, hit the notification bell right there. That'll keep you posted when we put up new content. Here's a question I want you to think about. What is your greatest passion? Don't answer sex, right? Let's okay, check the box. We got it. The one after that, if that's you. It might not be you, but what's your greatest passion? And just kind of describe what is that. And that'd be really exciting, really cool to hear that. Plus, I have a great joke.
Let's hear it. I love
jokes. It's a great joke. So, midwives, you know what a midwife is, right?
Yeah, right?
So midwives deserve a lot of respect because they really help people out. Oh my God, that's so great. Make sure you watch next week.